Hi, I'm Matt,
And I'm Dave.
and in this recording of the virtual coffee morning, which was held on March the 25th, 2014, and today's topic is dum dum dum.
eBay Best Match 101.
And as you can tell, it was a coffee morning, and one of us, not Dave, had far too much coffee. Now, this video is going to be perfect for you if you sell on eBay in any capacity. Also, if you want to sell on eBay too, or if you have any desire to learn about eBay Best Match.
Now, this was recorded live, and there will be a welcome section at the beginning of the video. And we do this just to cover an introduction to understanding E, and we also, in this guide, covered any other business at the beginning so that we could get on with the bulk subject of today's coffee morning.
Now, if you missed us this morning, you can join us live and free every Tuesday using this link, which is
understandinge.com/coffee-morning.
And we hold the live coffee morning every Tuesday at 10 a.m. GMT. And we put this recording up onto YouTube for our members which are in different countries or were unable to join us this morning. So as always, what has been said, and that stands as our opinion at that time. If you believe that you can make these coffee mornings better, please let us know your feedback, good or bad.
With that said, Matt, let's jump over to today's coffee morning and learn more about eBay's best match and how it impacts both you and your business.
On eBay. Cool. So, number one, thank you for joining us this morning. Okay, so we've got a couple of things on our agenda today. So, number one, we got some introductions and some housekeeping. So, first of all, my name's Matt, and I'm a coffeeholic. We also have Dave with us this morning as well.
I'm not a coffeeholic, and I'm also allergic to mornings, so that's how that is.
Okay. Now, after last week, what we've decided to do is that if we go beyond 1 hour, and again, this is the target for this, is that the coffee morning we don't go over 1 hour. But if we do, it's going to be called Coffee Overdose, and I've got a special image for that, as you'll see later, if we do hit it. Okay. We are going to go for a quick 101 for new members to understanding E. So again, the guys and girls which have been here for a while, apologies, we're going to keep it really quick, aim for about 3 minutes tops, and then we're going to get into today's topic, which is eBay's best match, and it's a 101 session. Now, this is something which I've been working on this evening. I'm over to Wales with Prab for an online sellers meetup. I'm a little bit worried because there's going to be 35 people. 35 people are registered. That probably means like a good 20, 25 people are going to turn up. And I have no idea who's going to be in that room. And I'm suspecting that I've never met them before. So I am using the friendly environment of you chaps and girls to just check over what I've been created. Okay, so again, any feedback which you've got on that would be amazing. Okay, we also have quite a hefty any other business section today. So we've got an update around export my listings and order tutorials. We also have a responsive theme which is now live for premium users. So if you are a premium user of Understanding E, in the eBay listing template builder, there is eBay listing template number 4, and that is the responsive one. We've also got the Internet Retailing Conference tomorrow, where I've got a little special note on that. We're also going to give you an insight into what we've been building and what we've spent sorry, Angela, I'm just reading your message. You have time. Has anyone else seen your email from you? No, I don't know. But Dave, can you bring that up as a topic?
Of course,
please?
Of course.
Cool. We'll also show you the curriculum which we've got laid out, and we had a stellar day yesterday. We got 10 tutorials recorded. Now, just a quick note, there is a difference between recording a tutorial, then editing the audio, then it being edited and then rendered and then being put up and then documented. So it is the kind of first couple of stages which we've got into place. And we've also got the topic for the premium users webinar as well, which will be next week, and we'll look at that. Now, Dave, what I'm actually thinking aloud is that maybe we do the any other business first, because there's some really cool stuff in there, and we can come back to the best match afterwards, because I think that's going to be the long one. Is that right with you?
That's fine with me, mate. Let's do it that way.
Cool beans. So a quick note. So what I'm going to do is pop over on my screen. This is the Understanding E website. So if you are new to Understanding E, we're just going to give you a quick 101 on the website. And of course, if you've seen this before, have a sip of coffee or tea, and we'll just pause for a moment on this one. So if you are brand new to Understanding E, you can log in the top right-hand corner. You'll need to enter your username. So I've got a test account, like so, which I'm just going to log in, straightforward to that. Or there was a link there to lost your password, so you can get your password reset. After you log in, you'll notice that you've now got 4 tabs now. You may have not noticed this, because this was a new feature which we only put in last week. You've got a home tab, which we've got the latest blog posts, latest forums posts, and our tweets as well. We've also got my courses. Now, we wanted to try and get everything down onto one page for you. So that's why we've got some tabs here. So you'll now find your courses within your account dashboard. And you can get back to your dashboard at any time by clicking on My Account in the top right-hand corner. If you go to My Account, if you are a premium member, this is where you'll find your discount code, and also where you'll find the date and the link to the premium webinar. That will be on your My Account tab. And from your My Orders tab is that if you have made any purchases from the Understanding E store, this is where you'll find them. You'll be able to download invoices and download any files as well. Now, with that said, let's jump across to the guides. So I'm just going to click up on the guides at the very top. Let's go and pick on one which I know haven't been started. Let's go and pick on importing products to Magento. Now, if you are really brand new to Understanding E, you want to start with getting started with Magento. But just for demonstration purposes, we're going to pick on this one, which I've already started. Let's go back. Let's go and choose another one. Ta-da! There we go. Now, to start any of the courses, you need to click this big brown button, which goes green when you hover on it, to start taking the course. Now, if you do that, you'll then be able to view any of the tutorials, and you'll also be able to track your progress as you go through. You'll be able to mark the tutorials off as you go, so you know what your status is. So if you click on Start Taking This Course, it will take a moment or two to go through, and then you'll be able to see your progress. And of course, let's start with lesson number 1, which is Listing Templates Introduction. You'll be able to watch the video tutorial. There's any extra notes below. Now, if you do have any questions, down at the bottom, there is a big box down here. And this is where you can, if you've got a question about a specific tutorial, just pop it in there. And we do have one house rule, which is that there is no such thing as a daft question if you don't know the answer. So if you're thinking it and you're stuck, just ask. It's not that silly. We're not going to take the piss out of you. We're not going to do something like that. If you've genuinely got a question, just ask. Even if you think it's daft, just ask, because basically just don't suffer in silence. Okay. So that said, you can leave us a message down here. And of course, once you go through each tutorial, if you click on the complete tutorial button, either at the bottom or at the top, that will then mark that tutorial off as being complete. Now, you can come back and reset that, but what happens then is that will end up update your My Courses section within the Understanding E site, and you'll know where you are. One last place I'm going to point out, forums at the top. If you click on the forums, again, the same house rule. There is no such thing as a daft question if you don't know the answer. Okay, so don't worry about posting in the wrong forums. If it really is that bad, we'll move it for you. Okay, and just to point out, if you do want to leave a message or ask a question in the forums, just go and pick on the Getting Started forum. Is that just press the green button on the right-hand side, like so. You can pop your topic name in at the top. You can leave a message in here, and then press Submit Topic. Now, for the existing users, so if you've been around on Understanding E for a while, there is a new button for you, which is attachments down the bottom. Now, we had this kind of all along, but I've been and disabled it. Now, with the recent discussions around Magni, and I know some of you have had problems trying to import files, and also with listing templates as well, is that you can upload several different file types. So you can upload images, so you can take a screenshot, for example, in JPEG or GIF or PNG format. You can also upload text files, CSV files, and zip files, okay? So if you've got a file which is maybe an Excel file, for example, pop it into a zip file, and you can just drag and drop it into this section, or you can press the Add Files button, and that's like an indication of what we've got coming up in a minute, and then you can then upload files to the forums. And again, that's going to help us to help you much more better, okay, in short, because you can then share the file which you're using, it may be your eBay template. I can see what you're up to, and then I can jump in, and Dave can jump in, or anybody else can jump in and help you, okay? And then when you want to submit the topic, just press Submit Topic on the right-hand side, and it's kind of straightforward as that. So I try to keep that down to about 3 or so minutes, and let's get rid of that tab, and let's move on, okay? So that was a quick 101. Let me just get down to what we're going to do. We're going to do the any other business first, and then we're going to come back and look at eBay Best Match 101. So number 1, EML. So that stands for Export My Listing. So that's an export tool from eBay. So we'll be able to download your listings from eBay, create a file which will still need you a little bit of work from you. Let's be fair with this. It will need a little bit of work to be then able to import your products into Magento, okay? The main problem with matching up listings with M2E Pro is that they don't match exactly. Now, if the data came from eBay, then it's going to match exactly. So that's the nice thing about Export My Listings. We've also been recording the audio tutorials. Now, am I still logged in on a different tab? I want to give you like a little sneak preview to this. So up on one of my other tabs, I've got our Magento system. Let's go into sales and then orders. Okay, so this is what Magento sales orders could look like if you've got the Ship Easy extension installed. Now, the first thing that you'll notice is probably the images on the right-hand side. Now, you'll also notice that we've got some funky colors in here too. So let's have a look at the first order, which is the red one, and that's a cancelled order. So you visually now know that anything which is red is bad because it's been cancelled. If we then tell you that anything which is green is complete, so that's good because it's gone out the door. And if we then told you that anything which is white, so any of these 3 orders here, if they're white, they mean that they're processing, and good morning, Dale, then they're processing and they need your action, okay? And of course, there are some extra funky colors down here at the bottom, and you can rearrange these columns around as well. Now, the one thing which I just wanted to quickly show you was that if I just pick on that order there, now, in fact, I'm going to pick up 2 just to make the point that you can print these in bulk, and I don't want to pick that one up because that's really got Dave's details in it. So let me grab that one instead. So you'll notice that there's some extra options here on the right-hand side. You've got PDF invoice, PDF packing sheet, and what we're going to do, we're going to live dangerously and choose PDF invoice and packing sheet. So if we click submit, that's going to download a PDF file, like so. And you remember that from the earlier training tutorials? So that's our pseudo company. And the image is off wonky to the left. Don't worry about that. It's dead easy to move it around. You'll be able to see that you can put your logo at the top. You can change your colors in here as well. You can put your address at the top. There's a barcode in the top right-hand corner. So you can use barcode scanning for your order processing. That's a really cool feature, which is in Ship Easy and FitPack. Okay. You then got the customer address, you got the line items, and you can choose what these columns are. And if I just scroll down to, there's the invoices, there's the packing sheet, is that you can choose what these columns are. So you can choose if you want your SKU to come out. You can also get, I believe you can also get a barcode to come out. Oh, and crucially, you can also get a shelf location to come out on this product. Now, right now, the shelf box is empty because the H4 kit SKU doesn't actually have a product attribute on there. But that's how you can get location control within Magento. And again, if you don't, but basically the layout for this is that you have a header, you have the customer's address, and then you have the line items. And then down at the bottom, you'll notice that PPI logo. And you can write this very simple rule. So if you wanted the Royal Mail second class to go in there, you could type in Royal Mail second class 48 as whatever eBay calls it, and it will then swap the image to a second class or a first class, or maybe no image. Oh, and one other thing as well, which we haven't set up on this one, is that in this block here, you can also put in either your own custom text, or you could put in your own custom image. So maybe it's for eBay, for example, and you want to provoke your customers to leave you 5 stars for DSRs, for example. Then you could include a nice little graphic in there to show customers how to do that as well. You might even want to include a return slip as well. Again, it's an image, so it could be anything that you want within there. So just want to bring you up to date with that one. I didn't actually realize how comprehensive Jim's extension was from Magento. It was very, very cool.
It took up most of our Saturday, didn't it? We were going through it, recording videos with Jim. He was up until 1 o'clock in the morning. It's impressive extension.
Yeah, and again, the irony is that we've only just been scratched the surface as well. Okay. Next one up, responsive theme for premium users. Just going to point out this box is where it says select your layout. There is a layout number 4 called responsive minimal style. It is the same as number 2, which is like the layout which looks like eBay. Looks like Argos on eBay, but this version is responsive. So it is known to work on Android, iPad, iPhone, and other mobiles. And again, also within the eBay apps on here as well. Now, there is one little caveat with the older versions of Android. It's basically my phone. It doesn't work great. And the reason why it doesn't work great, there's one bit which doesn't work great, which is the postage table, and it's something really funky to do with JavaScript. And I've not got my head around that one yet, but every other device, it appears to work fine. So that one is available to you right now, and that's layout number 4. Okay, so let's move that out of the way. Internet Retailing Conference. Who is going to the RX tomorrow in Birmingham? Andy, I can see that you're going. Is anybody else going to be in Birmingham tomorrow? Let us know in the chat box.
Let us know.
Okay. Daniel, happy days.
Oh, Catherine, let the side down.
No, seriously, we understand that Birmingham is a little trip up. Well, it's a trip. It's an hour. It's an hour and 10 minutes for me actually from Bristol. But that's fine. We like it because it's just full of really cool people. I think I've watched one presentation in the past 4 years, something like that. Anyway, okay. So we're going to be at the RX tomorrow. Andy, if you're there on Wednesday, we're there as well.
Yeah,
over at the coffee bar, 1 o'clock. Okay. The 8 and 1. But anyways, yeah, that would be sweet if you could make it Maria. Again, it would be fantastic to put faces to names. Okay. I also want to just give you a quick sneak preview. Let me give you a little sneak preview.
Giving away all the secrets here.
Well, let's have a quick look and see what we've been up to. So we've been using Udemy, which is a online training course website. Okay. And what we've been doing, so to give you a hint of what's coming up, where you can actually see the layout of what's going to be coming up, is that this is what we've got coming up on Udemy right now. So anything which is green is done. Okay. So we've got an overview to Magento, what's needed to get started. Oh, just to make a point here, we've also got the USA web hosting sorted. I found a provider and hammered the living daylights out of their hosting. Excuse me, they did a gig of data transfer within about 4 hours or something. It didn't like 350 continuous connections. Most websites don't, but it did like 44. So we did like that a lot. Okay, just scrolling down, we've got like a tour on Magento. Now, some of these will look familiar to you, but some of them are slightly different. Okay, so you're going to learn about layered navigation. Okay, you're also going to learn about the bulk update tool within Magento. You're also going to learn about related, upsell, and cross-selling products. So, and what the differences are, because there are three options within Magento, and again, they're not by their names. You don't actually know what they mean. So, related is kind of obvious, upsell kind of obvious, and cross-selling. Well, where does that come out? So we'll be looking at that as well. We also go off it, look at customer reviews and ratings. We look at setting up PayPal and SSL certificates as well. We look at the Magento shipping options too. Now, Magento does come with table rates, but the thing is that they're not very good. And we'll be looking at a free extension for that. And that free extension does have upgrades to paid options, which makes it a lot easier. Dave, we've recorded this one, haven't we?
We've recorded a few that haven't been updated yet, but yeah, backing on Magento the easy way.
Yeah, the ones which are green have video content on them. We've actually recorded at least 10 of these as well. They just haven't been edited and rendered. All right, but the backing up Magento the easy way is that we're going to see if we can get that one out today on the Understanding E website. Because what was it, 3.5 clicks to get it Magento backed up? We found a super simple way of doing it, and it's super simple to restore. Okay, so that's going to be a cool one. We also look at creating pages, product reviews. We also look at indexing and index management with Magento, which is something which we haven't mentioned in the rest of the Understanding E site. So we've got that coming, and we'll also look at securing your Magento admin page. So that's a quick note on that. Dave, what are we doing for the premium webinar next week?
The premium webinar, we are going to be talking about eBay research. And that's going to be looking at the different types of research you can do to, sell your products online. You can look at, we can do keyword research, competitor analysis, and all that sort of good stuff. And we're going to take you through the different tools that we can use and the different ways that we can actually utilize the data that eBay makes available. So yeah, that'll be a good one.
I'm looking forward to that one. Let me just get the main. What have I just managed to do? I've just managed to minimize everything. Dave taught me that I can shake the tabs in Windows yesterday, and of course that I've just been shaking tabs inadvertently ever since.
And the pupil becomes the master.
Right, so I'm just closing some of my tabs here in the background, so let's get rid of that. Okay, eBay Best Match. Now, I would love to hear your feedback on this. Okay, so this has been a work in progress, and we were up to about 2 o'clock this morning finishing this off. So any feedback which you have would be absolutely amazing. Okay, so the idea of this is to give like a really high level overview to Best Match and to look at it objectively in here. So let's dive in. So in this discussion, what we're going to be learning and what we're going to be looking at is the history behind Best Match, what Best Match is anyway, a special note on hacks, and I have a very, very strong point of view on this one, okay? And how popularity, relevance, and reputation impact Best Match. We'll also be looking at things on what things eBay used to rate a listing and a ratio which they use. And how they rate you as well. This is the curious one, how they rate you as a business or as an eBay ID, actually on eBay. And we'll also see that why every listing is created equal-ish, because we got the ish on the end, because if you're not a good seller, then why would eBay want to promote you in the best match? But you'll find more about that in a few moments. So moving on. Okay, so in the good old days, we used to have listings. So when I say the good old days, that's when I used to start, when I was selling back in like 2003, 4, 5, and 6. which was that the default ordering within eBay was just done by time ending soonest. So whatever was ending was at the top of the search results. So you could easily spam in a whole shed load of auctions to basically dominate the search on eBay. Now, in 2008, Best Match was introduced, and it's been the default method on the eBay site. The thing is, love it or hate it, it's here to stay, so we've got to kind of work with it. Now, the other thing to note with the eBay Best Match is that it's a proprietary algorithm, okay? So as such, we're never likely to find out exactly how it works, not even in the past, not even right now or in the future. And if you watch anything or listen or read anything online to do with eBay Best Match, it's a little bit cloak and dagger, okay? They'll tell you the basics, but the irony is that they probably can't tell you everything which they could do. And
there's probably a fair few conspiracy theories out there as well, Matt.
Oh yeah, there's a couple of those out there. But if we look at it objectively, we'll find that in a moment. Okay, so just on the topic of Best Match, they introduced something called Cassini, which is this little spacecraft, and that took over from eBay's old search engine called Voyager. And there was a couple of fundamental differences. Okay, first of all, that Voyager would only read the eBay title, so the 80 characters, whereas Cassini can potentially read anything and everything. Okay. Now, there is a lot of controversy over the last part of this, the full description. Okay. So right now, there is a belief that the first 200 characters of your description is that all that is read by eBay and Cassini. Now, I can't tell you if that's true, and I can also discount it. What I can do is give you my personal point of view, which is that if that really is true, the developers need to be shot. That's my personal, unadulterated view on this, which is that if it is true, they really do need to be shot because the description's massive, okay? It's very easy to rip out HTML. There's standard functions in pretty much every programming language to take HTML out and style sheets out, okay? However, let's face the facts on this one. Some people have raised this. How can you benefit from this? Now, one little cheat, which I'm going to be putting, in fact, Dave, I will do this afternoon, okay? What I'm going to do is that with the eBay listing template builder, I'm going to put the description tags and the bullet point tags at the very top of the template, and then I'm going to put them in a div tag, which is forced to be hidden. So even if if it is true, we know that you guys have a competitive advantage because it will be at the top. Even if it's not true, nobody was harmed. It was hidden at the top of the listing anyway. Okay, so I will get that change put into the listing templates and the listing template by this afternoon. Okay, so that one's a big question mark. There's a lot of controversy and a lot of suggestion around that at the moment. Okay, but my personal view is that, my God, they must be nuts if that is true. Okay. Also, Cassini does search within everything else, or could. That's the inverted commas, could search in other things. But the big one, which the Cassini now searches in, is the item specifics. Okay, so that would be any of the item specifics on eBay. That also includes the variation labels, which you assign to your product. So when you've got maybe a dress and you've got color in there, then they will also search that value as well. And that's a really big upgrade for customers in general, so that when you type in that I want a black dress or I want a white iPhone, then you're going to get the right items back based upon your search. Now, Cassini was released in 2013. Now, there is some suspicions that it was released way earlier than this online, okay, but we don't know. eBay have announced that it was 2013. Now, international sites, what they mean by this is that means us. Okay, so we've already got it, and we're going to end up with other pieces as well coming out on our site. And again, one of the big benefits of having Cassini in place was the eBay feed on our dashboard. Okay, so when you sign into eBay, it's enabled things like that to happen. It's just making eBay a better place. So, and again, Best Match in general. Love it or hate it, it's here to stay. Cassini, it's here to stay as well. So very, very curious. Dave, do you want to do this one? Because it's been a lot of me talking.
Yeah, so basically, what is Best Match? And Best Match in its whole is basically making sure that the right products are returned to the buyers that are looking for that item. So the most relevant products that a buyer is looking for show up in that search. And that's it. As far as eBay is concerned, that's all they need to do is show you the exact product that you're looking for.
Okay, so Best Match isn't out to get you. Best Match doesn't hate you. Best Match may dislike you if you're a bad seller, but Best Match will also like you if you're a good seller, because it's all about the customer. It's not about you. It's not about us. It's about the customer, and it's about returning the right items, the right products back to the right search terms to make more sales. Okay, and the most important person in this whole arrangement is the customer, and it's about the conversion from them making a search to eBay and you making a sale, because again, that's how you make money. That's how eBay makes money, is on conversion. Okay, yeah, you might have to pay some store fees up front, but like 99.9% of all your fees to eBay are all done in the final value fee. So the motivation is right. The motivation is on the purchase transaction, and it's to help buyers find the right products.
Now, basically what happens when you make a search is that eBay is going to return all of the results that match your search term. And like I said, Matt used a really vague example on the screen right now that you can see. We search for camera, and we can actually see, being specific, there's 454,000 results for camera. Now, don't know about you, but I'm not likely to leave that first page. So this is where Best Match starts coming into play a little bit. It's where, it searches for item specifics, and that's when it starts giving you these options to start narrowing down your search to help you find the product which you're looking for.
Now, there was a really interesting note which I found, which was that eBay kind of indicated that some buyers will carry on and make an additional search. So they'll type in camera, and then they may type a brand, for example. So we've got the top item there for a Nikon camera. So they may type in camera Nikon. Okay. But then some buyers will then use the left-hand navigation and then click into maybe digital cameras, for example. Or they typed in camera and, oh, look, you've got security and home and automation. So they'll click into there. So it was really curious that some buyers will type extra search options in. Some buyers will just do a really broad search like camera, get a large number of results, and then trim them down. Now, on personal level, I do a broad search, and then I use the left-hand navigation, and then I use item specifics. I can tell you that because I kind of follow. I do, when I'm looking for stuff on eBay, then that's the route which I follow. I'm not like a multi-searcher at the top. I do a base search, drill down, get to the category which I need to be in, and then if I'm not getting the results which I want, or there's too many, then I'll go back and redo my search term. Okay.
We have a good question here, Matt, from Matthew.
Yeah, go for it.
Does it show the cheapest first? And not necessarily in Best Match is my answer, because you can, if you see the sort option at the top right, you can search for cheapest or price, lowest price, I think it's called. But Best Match doesn't necessarily guarantee that the cheapest is at the top.
That's right. Now, there are going to be categories which are absolutely flawed on price.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know what they are. Okay, there's no getting around that. It's cheapest wins. However, it's the overall value proposition to your customer. Okay, and you'll find out this ratio in a few moments' time, and you'll see that price doesn't really feature in this ratio at all. Okay, it does, but it's not the major factor, and it's not what eBay specifically look at. Okay, so we mentioned how people searched, used to search and gone there. Now, big tip. Okay, well, my point of view, there are no long-term hacks for eBay best match. Okay, that's it. So anything that you read, anything that you find is always going to be temporary. And the secret is quality always wins. Okay. Again, we're just going to give you our point of view for this. So we could chuck out really crap tutorials. We could write really ropey blog posts. We could do stuff really poorly, but we could do a lot of it. But we're not wired like that way. We know that quality, unique content wins. Okay, so that's why we spend so much time working on tutorials. Okay, that's also why you should spend so much time on titles, description, images, item specifics. Okay, quality always wins. It's not the easiest route, it's not the fastest route, it's not the cheapest route. But what we can tell you is that's how you can get a business to last a long period of time, is because quality always wins. Okay. Oh yeah, it's a good point there, Steve. Best Match is available in your eBay shop as well. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Okay. Now onto the topic of popularity. Now, I'm going to go off on a slight tangent for a moment. Okay. If you want to know anything about marketing, there is a film called 10 Things I Hate About You with Keith, whatever, Ledger in there. Amazing film. Okay. And everything which you need to know about marketing is covered in that film, because it's kids or teenagers in high school. Okay. And one of the things which goes through high school is popularity. We've all been there. Some of us did better than others. Okay, I can tell you that for a fact. I kind of swung between all levels. All right. Okay, so think about popularity and think about that chap in the middle. Okay, so this is a little bit sexist, but it's very easy for everybody to understand. Okay, so you have the cool guy in the middle, and he's got four cheerleaders around him. Remember those 4 cheerleaders? They're really important. Okay, so the way that eBay measures your listings is the way which they interact with your listings. Okay, so they measure the clicks to view the item page. Okay, so that's when they leave the main search on eBay. So remember that camera search we had a few moments ago? Okay, is that when they click onto maybe that Nikon camera or one of the other listings, they track that. Okay, they also track when a buyer makes a purchase, because ultimately that's the ultimate goal. They also track when somebody makes a bid on an auction. And also a curiosity is that they also track the number of watches as well, because that is, if you think about it, if they clicked on an item but they didn't purchase, they didn't make a bid, but they do say watch, that's the buyer telling eBay that I'm half interested within this. Okay. Now there is a little question mark which we'll have around about the follow button in a few moments. Okay. Now there's some curiosities here. So on the left hand side we've got that camera search. So each time your item is displayed in the search results on eBay, so even if you were right down the bottom of this page, because I was searching it 500 or however many items per page, even if you were right down at the bottom of this page, you're still counted as being shown in the results, even if the customer didn't even see you. Okay. And when they click on your product, you get counted for that. So you get a count in the background. So in your head, so think on the left-hand side is that you've got a count of the number of times that your listing has appeared in search. And that's probably going to be quite high. So put a number of 1,000 over there on the left-hand side. Okay. And again, I'm just writing my notepad right now, so I stay factual to what I've said. And then when somebody clicks onto your listing, that's going to be most likely much lower or a much smaller number. So let's put 100 in there. So again, just think up in, for now, on the left-hand side, you've got 1,000. Then that's for the number of times you were viewed. And then in the middle, you've got the number of times that you were clicked. Okay, so let's pause on that one for a moment. So if you think about eBay for a moment, if a high click-through rate was in there, so if a lot of people clicked on your listing, that could indicate a very desirable product. On the flip side is that if not many people are clicking on your products, then that could indicate a undesirable product. Now, I say undesirable as a very broad stroke. It could mean many things. It could be price, title, image, anything to do with the actual product itself. Or it could indicate at least a misfitting listing. So maybe it's in the wrong category. Okay. Maybe it had incorrect words in the title, so it turned up for the wrong search. Okay. And eBay also obviously track when buyer makes purchases. Again, that's like the ultimate goal for eBay. They want buyers to purchase products. We all want customers to press buy. Okay, so obviously they track that, and why? Because someone bought it, and someone bought it. Okay, that's like the holy grail of eBay, the purchase. Okay, then of course they also track when somebody bids on an auction as well. Again, that's like the holy grail, bid. That's the commitment to buy. So they also track that as well. They also, the curiosity here, like I mentioned a few moments ago, is that they track the watches on a listing. Now, the insight to that is that the more watches indicates that buyers are interested. So if you've got listings which have got a large number of watches and not very many sales on it, don't cuss them. Okay, they are actually inadvertently helping you. Okay, and why is that? It's like the customer saying, I'm interested in this product, but I need to save it for later because I'm probably looking at other stuff at the same time. Okay, now there is a curiosity on here, which is that, can you see that there's a follow this seller button? Okay, that is going to be a curiosity because we heard about Cassini earlier on, and it could do more than just titles. It could do item specifics. It can most likely do much, much, much more. And as we'll find out in a few moments, it does interrogate you as a seller. And expect that follow action in the future to become really more important again. We saw that with the eBay updates, and look out for that option as well. So moving on. I said, remember the basketball player, remember the cheerleaders. Okay, so this is you in the middle. So this is you, your listings, and your business. Okay, so in short, eBay are measuring you. They're measuring you for clicks, bids and purchases, views, and watches, and possibly follows too. Okay, so that was the easiest way which I could explain this. Okay, and what have we got next? Right. So what's this mean for you, Dave? For everybody here?
Well, it basically means that eBay wants the buyers to engage with your listings in whatever sort of affirmative action that they can take, whether that be a click through, a watch, or more importantly, a bid or a buy. And as you pointed out, Matt, there is so many things which impact this. So you have which categories you're selling in, which item specifics you're using. Are you using multi-variations? And if you're not, and you could be, then you probably will want to be, because that is, we've got a little note on that coming up in a minute, and you'll soon, it'll all make sense. Mm-hmm. Descriptions, images, handling time, free shipping, all of these things will determine whether a buyer is likely to take action. You know, as we mentioned a couple of weeks ago, you have the buyer in text mode when they make a search. Then they go to image mode when they're looking through the product list, the search results. And then when they click through, they go into text and image mode. So everything on your listing automatically becomes important. And that is what is going to drive a buyer to engage with your listings over the competition.
That's right. There isn't one magic rule. There isn't a magic bullet. There isn't, if you do this, you will get these results. Okay. There are no quick wins in selling online. Okay. And if they are hacks, they are flawed. Okay.
Now, it's worth noting, Matt, that eBay do weight certain things in best match. So your performance, we'll probably come to that in a minute, is a key thing. So, you know, they are things which you can improve over time, and the better you get, the better you'll do in search listings.
Yeah, and what we're basically trying to say, there isn't one magic bullet. There's lots of things Okay, so if you can improve your listing titles, if you can get items to your customers faster, if you can improve your description, if you can use more item specifics, you can just confirm your categorization. It's a combination of lots of little things done well. So do the little things really well, and that's what adds up to the big piece of pie, which is the eBay business. This is us selling more products. Okay. Now, I mentioned about this ratio earlier on. Okay, so on the left, we've got views. Okay, so remember that was like 1,000 times that your items are going to turn up in best match. Then we've got clicks in the middle, which is the number of times that people have clicked onto your listings. And I've just seen a message from there. Maria, just to answer your question, is there a way of amending your listing title without having to end your listing? Yes, if you haven't made a sale. If you've made a sale, then the listing title is locked, and unfortunately, that does mean that you'll need to end and relist the item. Now, again, I don't know if this is still correct today, but when we were doing the implementations back over at eSeller Pro, we did get a heads up from eBay, it come from their internal team, that when you ended the listing, that the majority of the weight of that listing was carried across to the new listing. However, on a personal level, and again, this was an observation which we made last year or so. No, it was the year before, when we were buying some lighting equipment off eBay, is that I actually chose a listing which was more expensive because it had 300 odd sales on there. So that's a tough decision. It's really your call on that one. It depends upon the scenario. Is that if you really do believe that you're going to get more sales from a more comprehensive title, go for it. If you don't, then maybe you should put the extra bit of information in maybe in an item specific, for example, which you are allowed to revise instead. Okay, because remember, Cassini searches both the title and your item specifics as well. So if it's a really important keyword you want to add in there, do it in there. Okay, so hope that helps. All right. Now, coming back to the ratio, lots of views. Okay, ideally we want lots of clicks, but crucially we want targeted clicks. So when someone types in camera, that's kind of like a bad search. Okay, as in that they're not very well focused. All those categories which we had on the left hand side, and then the ratio on the right hand side is sales or bids, okay, or watches. Okay, so that's the ratio which we've got. So we want to, in a perfect world, we want really high views, really high clicks, and a lot of sales. But in reality, what actually happens is that we'll probably have quite a high number of views. So that's people making searches and narrowing, let's spit my words out, the results. We only want the people who are really interested in our product to click through, because remember, eBay are going to measure your listings one by one on a ratio very similar to this. Okay, so you want people to click through on your listing for the right reason. Okay, so if you're selling an Android phone and you go and stick iPhone in the title, that's going to get you a lot of views, but it's not going to get you very many clicks. Okay, because it's misleading. Okay, that's why titles are really important, and also item specifics. Okay, and then sales, that's going to special note in a moment. Okay, sales is like the god of all factors for eBay. Why would eBay not want to put a high selling product at the top of the search? Because that is the holy grail. That is buyers telling eBay that we want to buy this product. And of course, if you were eBay, why would you not want to put a top selling product which has got a proven history at the top of the search results? Okay, so that's why we've seen in the past best match listings, ones which have got sales history on them, crucially recent sales history. So if you've got a listing which is like a year old and you sold lots last year, that's not going to be really relevant. But if you've got a listing which has been and made lots of sales this week, then that is topical, and eBay will pick that up and raise you up. Okay, so the one thing which they've said consistently is that recency on sells is really important. So even though you may have a listing with a lot of sales history on it, if it's old, it's almost I'm not going to say worthless. It's not that important. It's probably a better way of explaining that. Okay.
Let me just share a quick story on that one, because when I was working with the electronics company, we were selling a Blu-ray player, Toshiba Blu-ray player. I remember it well. I even remember the model number, but I won't bore you with it. And it was it was making its way up the search rankings for a really broad term, Blu-ray player, and it was about 5 or 6 in the list. And then one night we had 2 sales, and it jumped right up to the top. And overnight, we sold all 300 of them because it was in that number 1 spot for Blu-ray player. It was a good price. And like I said, the next day we came in thinking, God, what had happened to eBay? And we rang our account manager and just said, is this right? And he was like, yeah, you were at the top searches up for Blu-ray player. And it just wiped us out of that product. We couldn't get any more in quick enough to save the listing. Yeah, that is the power of search results in eBay. It's crazy.
That's a good problem. Okay.
Yeah, it was a great problem. Yeah, you had to get the ring of courage to bring 2 vans. It was great.
Just going off onto the topic as well. Now, this is something I'm going to go way off topic on this one, which is that something which we don't pick up is that we think is that if we are at the top of best match, we're going to sell oodles, and in Dave's scenario, he did. But in reality, is that on eBay, there is a finite or fixed number of people on eBay looking for a specific product every single day. Okay, so while this discussion is about eBay best match, looking at taking ourselves back up a couple of steps, that's why you should be on Amazon. That's why also you should have your website, because it's a be everywhere strategy, and that's something which we strongly believe in. You should be everywhere, okay? As in that you should be on Amazon, because there's going to be this crossover between eBay and Amazon buyers on there. That you're going to have buyers on both platforms, but you're also going to be in front of a whole audience which you didn't have on eBay, and also that works in reverse as well. You're going to be in front of an audience on, trying to get the right in my head, on Amazon, which you wouldn't have on eBay, and vice versa. I think I bailed myself out of that one. And again, with your website as well, is that you've got the potential to sell there as well. Okay, now there is a special note up here, which is about variation listings. Okay, so if you're just selling an Android phone, okay, that's it. It's a simple listing. Okay, there are no variations on there. So when somebody views your listing and then they click through, the key point is that they've only got one product to purchase. Okay. Now, if you have a variation listing, okay, and let's pick on some maybe a size product. Again, dress is a popular one for this. Okay, is that when they click through to your item, there are infinitely more chances for you to make a sell. Okay, and that's why you find, and again, eBay have made some tweaks now. It was getting really bad. So there was a rugs, if you look up in the rugs category, it's not as bad as it used to be. But if you did a search for a rug, like for on your floor, and every single listing for about 2 pages were all massive multi-variation listings. And the reason why all those listings were welded to the top was because people were viewing them, they were clicking on them, and they had a squillion options or chances to make a purchase. And of course, the chances to make a purchase when you've got lots of extra products in your listing goes much, much higher. So our biggest tip, and again, if there's only one thing which you take away from our chat today, is that go and do go and do at least variation listings if you can, and ideally do multi-variation listings. And it's all down to this ratio, because at the end, instead of having one chance, you have 10 chances or 100 chances on there. It weights this ratio in your favor. And again, this is why I've tried to keep it really, really simple for you, which is that think about views, clicks, sales. You can impact your views by having better images, better search terms and item specifics. You can impact the clicks by the title, again, search terms, item specifics, etc., and images. Images is probably like the most important thing for getting a click. Remember the one simple rule ebook on there? The buyer flips between different modes. When they do a search, they do a text-only mode. When they get to the click mode, they're in visual mode. They're looking at images, and this is why images are just like critically important. So clicks, the image is the most important factor there. But to make sales is you're weighting it in your favor. So if you're looking for a cheat or a hack or anything like that, use multi-variation listings. And that's not a hack, that's just makes good sense because you've got more chances to sell products. Okay. So, and there's a little note in there about more recent sales equals higher rankings. And again, why would eBay not do that? If there's a new listing which has come in and it's been received a good couple of sales, then that's telling eBay that this item's popular and it will move that up. And recency is a big factor. Okay. Now moving on to relevance. There's a bloke with his fingers in his ears. Okay. So think about spam for a few moments. Okay. We all hate it, but if somebody sent me a spam email and it was actually really interesting, really targeted to me, then I'd probably read it. Okay. We'd have to get past Gmail's filters. Okay. But the irony is that eBay really does want to return your products at the top of the search results. Okay. And the point of that is that that's relevant. Okay. So think about relevance like category. So make sure you're in the right category. Again, there's some basic stuff. Okay. Which is to make sure you're in the right category. Do the keywords. That's the title and the item specifics. And that's what we're going to be covering in the premium webinar next week. Okay. The pricing, the history, and also eBay catalog, because again, you may or may not have that in your categories. Okay. But if you do, use it. We know it's a pain in the rear to do. Okay. But there's nothing else like telling eBay specifically, it is exactly this product, because then eBay knows what to do with that. Now, I can see there's a couple of questions which have come up. So Matthew says, do sales across listing make a difference, not per listing? Sorry, Matt, I don't understand that one. Can you just rephrase that one for me? And Alex, how does that impact on having a listing, say, for a size 8 shoe and also multi-variation list including the size 8 shoe? Can we list both, or with the single size? Yeah, so duplicate listing policy is a bit of a wild one. That isn't really a big problem now, or won't be, with the eBay auctions going on. But saying that, if you do the same fixed price, we would still strongly suggest you stick it into multi-variation listing. And if eBay catch you with the same product, one is a multi-variation and one is a single listing, ouch for that. That's all I'm going to say for that. Okay, for it. So that's all I'm going to say on there. Okay, right. So moving up. The next
one. We're in overdose territory, Matt.
We are in overdose territory. Okay, we're gonna do our best to wrap this up quickly. Where's the image? Where is she? She's on there. Right, coffee overdose minute image. Okay, we'll do our best to wrap it up as soon as we can. Okay, so let's just jump back. Okay, Henry Ford. You can't build reputation on what you are going to do. And that really does impact the eBay as well, is that you can have the best intentions in the world, but you've got to step up to the table and make those changes. So huge point. Okay. You've just spent an hour with us this morning. Okay. If you're tight for time, leave. Okay. We won't take this personally. Okay. But what we would like you to do is walk away and take action. Think about that. So let me just go back. I'm just going to go where there it is. Okay. Think about this picture. Okay. Think about the basketball player in the middle. Okay. And remember, you're being measured. Okay. Think about clicks bids and purchases, views and watches, okay? And then think about everything which impacts that. And please don't apologize, Catherine. We know that that you've got other things to do, okay? But like we said, go away and take action. And there isn't any quick wins. It's always the whole package, okay? It's the whole package of lots of little things. So walk away and do the little things really well, okay? So, Catherine, thank you for joining us. Really appreciated, okay? Now, there was a couple of questions which we had on here. Let's go and focus on those a moment. Do your new guides cover the setup of MailChimp and Mandrill? We've got the Mandrill set up, but we're not going to cover MailChimp until the advanced tutorials. The reason being is that we want to give you options. Okay, so we're not going to stop just at MailChimp. We're also going to look at iContact and also a Weber. Because that's what I've got in the back of my mind. Not told Dave that until now.
There's also Pronto as well.
Yeah, there's a couple of options, okay, which are available in there. Okay, let me just
I know
scroll back
Pronto
up.
are a Magento partner as well.
Okay, the reason why I asked it's best offer which can only be done. Right, best offer. Personally, I've never seen much success with that. But if you are, do whatever needs to get best to receive best offers. Again, I know this is recording. My personal advice is do whatever you need to do to gain a sell. And if that works for you and you need to circumvent, then do it. Okay, that's my unofficial suggestion for it. Does the total sales of listings, not of all listings, not just per listing, make a difference? I don't know, Matthew. That's a really good question. I would expect so, as in that if you've got a high volume business which is performing really, really well, sorry, to check on my door, is performing really well, and you as a business is performing really well, so you're shipping products, you're getting no item disputes or defects, as the eBay are now going to call it, okay? Why would they not want you put on there? So they don't look at just your listings as a whole. I think that eBay would look at you as a whole, so the whole package. So and listings as being one part of that. Okay. Adrian, yes, absolutely. We'll chuck the slides onto slideshare.net. Okay. I list from video, I list as singles and multi-variation, not had a problem with duplication. Yeah, absolutely. So you will definitely have different titles. I'm not telling you that you could put a different manufacturer part number or GTIN as an item specific, and that won't get you around that. You definitely.
I'm glad you're not telling us that, Matt.
yeah, you definitely want to do that one. Okay.
Okay, we did have a couple of questions earlier on that. One from Angela regarding an email from the eBay advance notice about the 0 final value fees in Germany, France, Italy, and Spain. I did a quick look here in the background, and it looks like this is an eBay promotion that they run. It's an invite-only invitation, and they did run it back in September. And if you've received another one now, it looks like they're running it again. And I believe it's a promotion that runs for about 3 months. And it's basically an eBay promotion trying to get you to sell cross-border trade. That's what it is. You know, take into account, you know, the costs of what it is, check out the fees, can you deal with the language and the couriers? And if it all makes sense for you, then yeah, it sounds like a great opportunity to try out selling internationally into Europe. Yeah, that's. I'm guessing that's what that email is, and that's what it is. It's an eBay promotion to encourage certain sellers to start selling internationally.
Yeah.
We also had a thing from Matt again, who asked, "Can we make new tutorials easier to find on the website?" I think that's a great request, because we do mention them in blog posts, but in just thinking out loud, we could have like a new guides section where we can
tag for that.
Yeah. I think it should be really simple to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's really simple to do. Brilliant suggestion.
Yeah, look into that.
Yeah, can you jot that down and we'll look at that afterwards?
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay. Just seeing some notes on there as well. Okay. Moving on. Again, we're trying to wrap this one up quickly as possible for you. So reputation. Okay. That's a big one. So remember that quote from Henry Ford a few moments. Okay. It's all about action. Okay. It's all about actions in general. Okay. Your actions, buyer actions, people buying your items and you performing as a seller. Okay. So eBay doesn't want to stick a seller at the top of the search, which is unproven. And again, this is why we got eBay seller limits on there as well, because they've got a lot of experience now that you used to back in good old days, in inverted commas, that you could go from 0 products to 10,000 products overnight. And of course, if there was no software in places, if you're brand new, then it got really dangerous. And that's why they put the seller limits in. Okay. And the reason why they do that is because it's not great for buyers. It all comes back to buyers on here. So some things for you to consider. Okay. Number one is that in the tutorials and the backgrounds which I've done on this now, is that by the looks of it, eBay does take in, and Best Match does look at your selling history within a category. Okay, so the Best Match can be and is category specific. Okay, so you may have a product for a different category, but because somebody's performing better than you in that category, then they're going to come before you, and vice versa. Let's always remember this. It works both ways. Okay. They've also got measurements in place like ETRS, and they've just been updated to make it harder to achieve. You need to be in the top 2%. Okay. They've also got measurements over policy compliance. Now, the eBay are quite blunt on this, and I can understand why, which is that it's actually your job to understand the policy requirements for your categories. It's your responsibility. Okay, and they do change from time to time as well. So it's always worth just checking over the policies. And again, on a personal level, I've probably not read enough of them lately to be completely comfortable with all the different policies for the main different categories. Okay, we've got DSRs, and think about DSRs. They're just a star rating mechanism for buyers to rate you. Higher stars, better seller. That's the basic analogy of them. Lower stars, not so good seller. If you get great feedback, and again, there's a nice change in the latest updates, which is that no feedback is going to be classed as good feedback. Disputes. So we don't want, and again, eBay doesn't want, because it's bad for buyers raising disputes. Okay, so that is going to be, and it is a factor in Best Match. And again, this is all going to be kind of wrapped up into defect rates, and that comes out in August 2014. Now, I did see an email yesterday. By the looks of it, eBay are going to be chucking out a new dashboard within eBay in the next couple of weeks or so. So look out for that. Oh, and I also read this morning on Auction Bites as well that they are going to start publicizing who left you which DSR value. So if you've got poor DSRs and you don't know who it was, that's coming out. And that was my one bugbear with eBay when we had the latest leaks, is that by the looks of it, they're going to go, I don't know if they're going to go full like Amazon do, but at least they're going to tell us who it's going to be. Okay. Refurbs. Yeah.
I've been there, done that, Steve.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. If it's going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong within the first 2 minutes of turning up with the customer. It's one of those things. Refurbs is something, again, on a personal level, and Dave knows this really well. You can just sell absolute shed loads, but they also are high maintenance as well, because it's not like new products, which are rarely going to go wrong. Refurb, personal experience, you're going to have a much, much higher return rate, and it's a curious one. So you're always going to be struggling with that, and it's going to be that line between refurb, profitability, and new products. It's just the nature of the beast with that one. Okay. There's a nice little point as well, and again, this came from eBay, which is that all brand new listings are given like an equal chance within the search. So they're given an equal chance on the number of views, and that's so that eBay can measure the number of clicks, the watches, the bids, and the purchases. Okay, because again, eBay, you've got a brand new listing, and you're going to put it onto eBay. Now, eBay are going to be really curious about that listing. Will it sell? So what they do, they give it a good fair few number of views in the background. So, and of course, if people stop buying it, stop watching it, bidding it, and purchasing it, happy days all the way down the line. That's got items going to move up. But if it's been and received those 1,000 page views, okay, so remember back to that ratio, is that if it's been and received a fair proportion of views, but you don't have many people clicking through to it, and you don't have many people buying it, then how would you, let's be fair here, how would you score that listing? Would you score it highly? No. If you're going to be fair, it's going to be quite low. Okay, so that's how eBay works. So popularity, relevance, and reputation will all impact that new listing. Okay, so if you're a proven seller, you've got the background, you've got the experience, you've proven yourself to eBay basically, they will then move your listings up. Okay, and again, I've got no facts on this. Okay, I'm just working on pure logic. Is that if you've got a seller which is really good and you've got a really bad seller, who would you put up? That's the answer. Okay. One simple rule which you all know about. If you haven't read this ebook, it's free. Go to understandinge.com/one rule. Everything in plain English, and we'll show you all the small stuff in 6 bite-sized chunks. So enough for the plug for that. So in the summary, okay, brand new listings are given a chance in the search results, okay, to be viewed and to gain best match. Okay, that last slide needs work. Okay, sorry, you can tell how late
it was 2 o'clock in the morning, you know.
It was 2 o'clock in the morning. So big thing to note, best match, nothing scary. And it's so simple, okay, because it's all about returning the right products to the right buyers for the right search. It is simple as that, okay? And the irony is that eBay wants you to sell products. Okay, they use lots of different metrics to measure you, and they're doing their best to make it a little bit more transparent. It's not as transparent as Amazon, okay, but it is relatively transparent, and it's really easy to pick up. The answer is products which make sales, they'll put it at the top. Sellers which are good sellers, they'll put it at the top. And if you're none of those, then you're going to be down over there somewhere. Okay, it's all about being popular. Okay, it's going to think back to school and high school. Okay, it's all about being popular in the middle, and we had all those different factors which influence that. And it was, what was it? Bids, clicks, views, watches, and I've forgotten the other one off the top of my head. It's also about being relevant and trusted, and it's also about Scooby as well.
Yeah, but dog is not trusting whoever's at the door.
For it. And the new listings, they're given a fair ride. Again, define fair. Good sellers, would you promote them? Bad sellers, would you promote them? Think about that in the background. And there's lots of things that you can do. Okay, titles, images, use the cheat sheet, for example. Like we said, that there isn't one magic rule for this. And you shouldn't, just on a personal level, any hack or cheat which you may find, okay, is that there isn't there, and if there is, it's only short term. It will only ever be short lived, because the caveat to this, it's all about quality. Quality wins, okay, and there isn't one big thing. It's always the combination of lots and lots of little things done really, really well. And thank you on the end. Doesn't go without saying for that one.
So I guess quickly, does anyone have any questions that you want to throw up? I know we've run over slightly, but we've got a few minutes. No, thank you for joining, Catherine. Thank you very much. It's great for you to join us.
Okay, it doesn't have to be about Best Batch. It could be about anything else. Yeah, anything at all. We're here. You've got us right now. I will be going to coffee in a minute because she's stone cold.
Cold.
Tasty. Okay. Cool. So, yeah, I'll just go back.
Yeah, we ran through that stuff.
Cool. In which case, we're going to wrap up here. And it just goes without saying, thank you. Thank you for your time. Any feedback, good or bad, please let us know. We are grown men. You can tell us to us straight. Okay, if you've got something bad, do let us know. Okay, and you've got something good, please let us know as well. That would be fantastic. And again, thank you ever so much for joining us this morning. So,
and if you do make it to IRX tomorrow, please come and say hello. It'd be great to see you.
Excellent. So let's leave it there. Thank you very much. Go and grab another cup of coffee. Get on with your day. Have a fantastic one. Cheerio.
See you later, guys.